Hello and welcome to this season preview. This Drum Corps Central season preview being for Jersey Surf from Camden County, New Jersey. Jersey Surf is a six-time DCI semifinalist. Their best finish came in 2009 and 2012, being 20th place. Last season was a 30th place finish with a 69.925 at season's end. Definitely something they want to improve on this season. They have not been in semifinals since 2014, and last season that was the lowest finish in Jersey Surf Corps history. That will have to change this year if they want any shot, obviously, at making semifinals and any shot at continuing some sort of hope in keeping a shot at semifinals in years to come. So, last season, Jersey Surf started their tour July 7th, which was incredibly surprising, mainly since there's shows early season, like in Allentown and the Clifton show that they could have been at, but they chose not to be at. This season, they'll start a little sooner. They'll start July 2nd, Drum Corps American Tradition at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. They then will go down to where they started the season last season, July 5th, Crown Beat in Lexington, South Carolina. July 6th, they'll be at DCI Orlando in Orlando, Florida. Then they'll work their way a little northward towards the middle of the country with two shows in Georgia, in Valdosta, Georgia, and in Houston, Georgia. Then July 11th, Drums Across the Smokies in Knoxville, Tennessee. July 13th, DCI Memphis in Memphis, Tennessee. July 15th, Music on the Move in Bentonville, Arkansas. Then they'll work their way to the southernmost part of tour with DCI Central Texas in Belton, Texas, and the DCI Southwestern Championship in San Antonio, Texas on July 20th. Then moving on into their second part of their tour, I really broke this into half. I put the first half there, and here's the second half of the tour. Starting July 22nd, Drums Across Cajun Field in Lafayette, Louisiana. They really do a show every other night here, July 22nd, then July 24th, DCI Arkansas and Little Rock, and then July 26th, DCI Birmingham in a new venue this year for that show in Trussville, Alabama. Then July 27th, the DCI Southeastern Championship in Atlanta, Georgia. July 30th, then, Drum Corps American Tradition Annapolis Edition in Annapolis, Maryland. July 31st, Tour of Champions Chester Edition in Chester, Pennsylvania. First time they're appearing at that show. Then August 1st, Drums Along the Mohawk in Rome, New York. They'll come a little more south for the DCI Eastern Classic in Allentown, Pennsylvania on August 3rd. That's the Saturday night of that event. Then August 5th, the Lake Erie Fanfare in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. And then they will wrap up their tour on August 8th or August 9th, or whenever they will finish it, those days with the DCI World Championships in Indianapolis, Indiana. So the 2019 main staff looks different than last year's main staff did. There's lots of staff changes here, and I think that really them going out and getting some new faces and trying to change their whole look at the design process for this score will help them. I sure hope it doesn't hurt them, but I think Jersey Surf could definitely make semifinals this year, especially I'm not going to say discounting, but removing 3 corps from that list in Oregon Crusaders, Vanguard Cadets, and Blue Devils B. That if you take them out, that means they were 27th, so that's really 2 spots to make up. Could they make that up? Sure. I'll run down this main staff list here now, starting at the top with Bob Jacobs. He's the executive director of Jersey Surf. Alan Spaeth, he is the creative director this season for Jersey Surf. He's been designing in the marching arts since back in 1988. He is the current visual coordinator of Flower Mound High School in Texas, one of the most successful marching band programs in the United States. He has worked with Phantom Regiment, the Cavaliers, and also another very successful high school program, not currently, but in the past, in Plymouth Canton High School in Michigan. Tom Kershaw, he's the program coordinator for Jersey Surf this year. Mitch Rogers is the visual and drill designer. Donald Hill, the brass arranger. Paul Nailsnick is the field percussion arranger. He is the battery arranger and caption head at the WGI World Class Ensemble United Percussion from New Jersey. He is also currently the battery arranger for the DCI Open Class, Hawthorne Caballeros, and a quad tech at the Cadets. He's the current percussion director at Marple Newtown High School in Pennsylvania, and he marched at United Percussion and Santa Clara Vanguard. Matt Blood is the front ensemble percussion arranger. Joe Costable, digital sound and audio systems designer. He is a recording and mixing engineer from Milford, Pennsylvania. He's a voting member of the Recording Academy. This is his 9th season with Jersey Surf. Chris Davona, he's the brass director. He played trumpet with 7th Regiment and mellophone with the Cadets. He is the current band director at the Hopkins School in Connecticut. He went to the University of Hartford for studies in music theory, mathematics, and French horn. Brad Schoner is the percussion director. Rich Klimowicz is the percussion coordinator. Tom Wilson is the director of the front percussion ensemble. He's the current marching band director at Anna Maria College. He marched the Spartans and the Cadets under the direction of George Parks and Tom Hannum. He marched at UMass as well. Michael Lombo, he's the director of the Color Guard. He marched at the Cadets and Field of View Winter Guard and also the St. Anne's Winter Guard, both of those programs being in WGI. He designs and instructs at many programs throughout the northeastern part of the United States. And final one on this list, Mike Gerboro is the visual and movement director for Jersey Surf this season. Something that many corps are, I'm going to say, struggling with, to be honest, is finding a preseason location to have spring training, just one location. And that's something Jersey Surf has done, and that is, I guess you could say, a win for them, and a win for the other corps that are able to do that. I know Carolina Crown does it. Pretty sure the Blue Stars are pretty much in one location. So really, just these corps that can stay in one location don't have to worry about moving. They're just in one residency for a month. Jersey Surf moves in June 7th to July 1st for spring training at the Camden County Technical School in Sicklerville, New Jersey. They move in a little later because really most of their membership is high school members. And with some high schools not letting out, especially in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, that area, the northeast of the United States, until a little later than maybe some in like Texas or Mississippi do, Surf made the decision, and really that's where this whole later start date comes from, is they want to have that same time to rehearse. They want about a month, but you don't want to have to start with only half your corps there. So I like what Surf did with their preseason this season, starting June 7th and going until July 1st in Sicklerville, New Jersey. So the 2019 production for Jersey Surf is entitled Fantasy. They break this down into Fanta and Sea, Sea being like the ocean sea, S-E-A. 6 musical selections for them this year. Oceans by Goff Richards, the Moses and Marco Polo Suite main theme from Marco Polo by Ennio Morricone, The Legend of Atlan from Aquaman by Rupert Gregson Williams, Opus 28 of the C Fantasy in E Major for Orchestra by Alexander Glazunov, Aurora Awakes by John Mackey, a piece I've been seeing many on social media saying this is a good musical selection for Jersey Surf to use. And finally, He Commands the Sea from Aquaman by Rupert Gregson Williams. So 2 pieces from Aquaman, 2 pieces from, I guess, suites or orchestral pieces. Not familiar, or an Aurora Awakes, kind of a classical music kind of piece by John Mackey. I'm not really familiar with the Oceans by Goff Richards piece, but 5 of the 6, maybe all 6 of the 6, look to fit the show pretty well. Jersey Surf, I think, with taking 3 DCI semifinalists out of it this year, as I said, Vanguard Cadets, Blue Devils B, and the Oregon Crusaders, not going to championships this year, gives Jersey Surf a pretty legitimate shot at making semifinals, because if you take them out, they're 27th, you have to kind of move up a little bit. You have to pass some of those open class scores, but I think that they're kind of up to the challenge that is just presented to them this season to make semifinals and to have a crowd-pleasing and accessible show. I think that's really where this is heading. As long as they're not doing these shows about painters and whatever they've been trying to do, these abstract show designs are not working for them. I think they finally realized it, and they've really replaced this design team very well this year, and I think it'll be for the better. If the cast on the field, the members, can do well and have a good show, and also have the design team make the necessary changes and the necessary show design things go that they need, I think Jersey Surf can be back in semifinals this season, no doubt. So thank you for watching. Just 3 things before I end this season preview. First, make sure to visit my website, drumcorpscentral.weebly.com, for all the latest updates from the DCI and DCA summer tours. Score schedules, leaderboards, and more can all be found at my website about all things drum corps. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DrumCorpsGeek, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Drum Corps Central. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.